lifted the cup for this Colorado team. Now Pablo's coaching RSL in these playoffs.
Well, Gary Smith has not only been successful back in 2010, but you look at this Nashville side, maybe not as of late, but only coach in Nashville right now, 47, 32, and 47. Led Nashville to the playoffs in all 4 seasons, and the 7th most winning among active coaches. Let's get over to Sam Surge. It has been a player that has been brought in to maybe take a little bit of the load off Hani Mukhtar. Has he done enough for you, Bradley?
Sam Surridge hasn't done enough for me in the league. I want to say he's got 2 goals. If I'm Sam Surridge and I have a player with the quality of Hani Mukhtar, I'm finding myself in the box at every moment. I'm not seeing him great movement in the box. I'm not seeing him decisive enough in the box. He needs to get more goals, and this playoff series is going to be big for him because he needs to turn up, because the pressure needs to come off of Hani Mukhtar.
Health has been an issue for Surge, but he's in the lineup now, and the expectations are that he helps Hani Mukhtar move them on to the conference semifinals. If Surge is the tip of the spear, Hani Mukhtar is wielding the spear. He's controlling everything. Nashville will try to find his feet in transition moments. Hani will either turn or flip the ball into wide positions for runners like Schaffelberg or Surge, and then he is one of the best late-arriving finishers in Major League Soccer. But just 2 goals since the League's Cup. Nashville need more from Hani.
Well, Walker Zimmerman, not Danny. Walker Zimmerman has been a pivotal player through the back line and has been clinical on set pieces as well, Bradley.
Yeah, in both boxes, he's vital to that Nashville team. Defensively, yeah, he's going to go hunt the ball, win it. Offensively, he's going to do the same. He's one person that has to be looked after in all set-piece moments. But on and off the field, just a leader, great captain.
There's a reason why I don't put too much credence into Nashville's form. It's players like Walker Zimmerman, Hani, a coach like Gary Smith. It is enough to not have Dax McCarty today, but there is a veteran know-how in this team. And remember, they got all the way to the summit in Leagues Cup and just couldn't quite get over the summit. They want to be standing there.
Big question mark around the number 9s. Who are you taking, Dunk McGuire or Hani Mukhtar?
Big Dunk, man, I'm sorry. Big Dunk, I think he's got more around him. He's got more people to create chances for him.
I'll take Big Dunk from the number 9s, but for attacking players who can single-handedly change the series, give me Hani Mukhtar. This has to be his moment.
Quickly, who do you got in the first game?
Orlando.
Ooh.
Sorry, I don't like to copy, but
bad news for Orlando. We got to jinx them.
Studio, massive game coming up. Orlando taking on Nashville, and after the match, you can be sure to back out and click on Seattle versus Dallas title for the second match of the night. Then after that match, join us as we break down both matches on MLS Wrap Up. Tony Husband and Ross Smith have the call for this one. Orlando, Nashville, after the break.
There are trucks, then there's the truck, GMC Sierra. Available with the V8 engine. The Super Cruise hands-free driving experience. And of course, the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. Not just any truck, the truck.
How will I know where to start? Striving for more isn't just for the field, it's for life. Know more with RBC Wealth Management.
Welcome to the Audi 2023 MLS Cup playoffs. Round one continues tonight in Central Florida as Orlando City hosts Nashville SC in Game 1 of their Eastern Conference clash at Exploria Stadium. Hello from Tony Husband and Ross Smith. Nashville coming up just short in the Leagues Cup this summer. That experience has given MVP Hani Mukhtar and co some confidence as they take on the league's best team since MLS play restarted. Orlando just one defeat in 12 games. They set records this year for wins and points. Home coach Oscar Pereira rested a number of players with the 2 seed secured by the final day of the regular season. He has his strongest lineup tonight, Ross.
The strongest formation, 4-2-3-1. Pedro Gallese in goal, another good season for him. Jensen and Schlegel, they have formed a real solid partnership together. Wilder Cartagena has been a key contributor as to why Orlando have been on this great run, always breaking up play and protecting the back line and up front. I mean, pick your poison. Pereira on the ball, Angulo's pace, Torres' ability to find time in the box, and then Maguire tucking in the goals up front.
Nashville without the injured Randall Leal, and veteran Dax McCarty's available after suspension, but he suffered a minor ankle injury in training yesterday, so he's on the bench.
4-4-2 for Gary Smith. Zimmerman and Mayer, they've been magnificent. No nonsense defending all season long. As you say, Sean Davis, he keeps his place with Dax McCarty rolling his ankle. Up front, Schaffelberg is going to be key with his pace and behind, supplying Sam Surridge, who will get middle of the goal looking for his goals.
Something of a cauldron inside Exploria Stadium tonight. Nashville, the visitors, arriving here as the 7 seed. These are the players to watch, presented by RBC Wealth Management, proud partner of Major League Soccer.
For Orlando City, for Facundo Torres, he has found the back of the net 14 times. He's that player that likes to live in the blind spots, and as a defender, as soon as you switch off, he switches on. Look at this against Columbus. He leaves his space to go and attack, and all of a sudden when he arrives, he's got the technical ability, cute little touches to take him the goal. Hani Mukhtar, similar in terms of his presence when he pops up on the pitch. He gets the goal as quickly as possible. This in transition, you think he's far enough away from the goal that he's no threat. Quick little 1-2 touch with Shaqbo, and all of a sudden now, Nashville, they're off and running, they're flying. And as Mukhtar, he surveys what's around him, cuts inside, and he caresses a lovely ball into the path of Sam Surridge. And Hani Mukhtar similar to Torres. As soon as you switch off as a defender, they switch on.
Those were the players to watch, presented by RBC Wealth Management, proud partner of Major League Soccer. The 2 teams enter the arena. Orlando's record-breaking year has supporters dreaming of the city's first major sporting championship. They met in 2021 in the playoffs. Daryl DK had them in front in Nashville, but they ran into a red-hot Hani Mukhtar, who completed the comeback for the Music City team. Game 1 coming up on Apple TV.
There are trucks, then there's the truck, GMC Sierra. Available with the V8 engine. The Super Cruise hands-free driving experience. And of course, the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. Not just any truck, the truck.
If working hard is essential to get where you want to be, you need something that gets you going and keeps you going on the path to your true potential. You need a spotter, a running mate, a loyal companion. You need Celsius. Every drop is essential. Celsius, essential energy.
Ilie can win MLS Cup with this kick.
Game on the line. How do I make the smart choice? I remember what's worked and what hasn't. This goalie knows exactly where I'm going to shoot. He's smart, but hesitant. I'm not, or I'm right, all in. So let it fly.
Yes! What a smart choice by Ilie!
Continental, the smart choice in tires.
goals aren't just planned for the field, they're planned for life. No more with RBC Wealth Management.
It's not just designed to look good. It's built to command attention. It's not just a comfortable interior. It's a quiet refuge. They're not just headlights. They light the way forward. The new fully electric Audi Q8 e-tron models.
Meet the Chevy ZR2 family. They'll never let you down. With Colorado and Silverado HD ZR2 family of trucks.
This is the head-to-head presented by GMC. We are professional grade. Orlando's 55 goals, 16 more than Nashville scored on the regular season. But the visitors once again boasted one of the league's best defenses. They both claimed one win each in their regular season clashes against each other, and both won the road game. Oscar Pereira, the form team in MLS, is his all. It's a new beginning. The players are conscious of what lies ahead and are thinking about the present. The present is now. His counterpart, Gary Smith, on the other side of the technical area, happy to take the underdog role. If it was just down to form, there's no point going out on the field, he told us. We'll be the underdog. We've worn that shirt very well in the past, and I'm sure we will again. Armando Villarreal is tonight's referee for Game 1. Here in Central Florida. You want to get a sense of what this means? This is the Orlando Sentinel today. They said this is our chance, Orlando, maybe our best chance. We are underway as Orlando City chase a championship, but those are sentiments that would very much be felt in the Music City, north in Middle Tennessee as well, where they crave a title. There can be only one winner, and we're underway in Game 1 on a noisy night and weather-wise a perfect evening in Central Florida, with the temperature in the low 80s and the humidity of summer having largely passed. First throw into the game will come from Orlando, who are playing, of course, in purple. Nashville like to be known as the boys in gold, so the yellow is officially termed a gold kit. Two sides produced some thrilling games since 2020. And good evening again to you, Ross. You expecting another thrilling series here?
Yeah, it's a real intriguing encounter. Two teams, and I look at it, they have a lot of grit and grind when they defend, but top attacking talent when they look to go forward. It's going to be real interesting to see tonight, Tony. You're seeing one battle right away that Nashville are looking to exploit. Schaffelberg against Thorson. But in order to get to that battle, they need to win in the midfield. And for me, when you come up against Orlando City's defensive set of midfielders and Araujo and Cartagena, you got to be ready for a bar fight. You got to be ready to scrap and grind. And so with Sean Davis and Godoy, are they up for that fight? But when that fight is over, can they get the ball down and play and get service into Schaffelberg?
Well, 90 seconds into the opening 90 minutes of this series, the first long throw doesn't get Nashville anywhere because Cartagena's down in the box, and it's going to be an Orlando City free kick. 14 points separated these teams in the regular season. We may need 14 nights to find a round one winner, maybe a trilogy, but someone's going to have to triumph tonight and then take it in the game 2 in Nashville next week. Remember, all these games will have winners. If we're level at 90 minutes, we go to a penalty shootout. And don't these two teams know a little bit about penalty shootouts and achievements over the last couple of years? Super atmosphere inside the stadium, the fans flooding in as soon as the gates opened. Expectant, excited. They've seen Orlando team close out this season with such momentum as they try and feed Maguire, and still Pereira keeps his run going, and Araujo, and then a great save as the shot came in from Torres. Angulo with the follow-up, and Joe Willis right behind it, but, well, through a catalogue of instances, the ball ended up at the feet of Torres with a very good chance.
For Orlando City, their key is going to be getting Pereira on the ball, and where he starts out on the halfway line, the left-hand side, but just look to see where he ends up. He's that connector. Pulls everybody together, and on that ball is a little touch there. He takes it away from Araujo, who's not happy about it, but it sets Torres on. Fantastic save from Willis. Keeps his feet, stays strong.
Gundo Torres talked about having some nerves going into this playoff game, nervous energy, just wanted to get on the field, wanted to play. Tell you what though, Araujo with in the end, an air kick, but he was ready to drill that one in, and it was taken right off his and into the path ultimately of Torres.
A credit to Pereira. I mean, you can't fault him for his vision, because he put it right into the path of Torres. And talk about Nashville, they're going to have to be up for that fight through the midfield, because Orlando, when they're getting on that ball, they're looking to pick their head up and find Pereira in those little pockets. And for me, Orlando, they're their best version when it's going into Pereira, and then they have players running off from Angulo with his 1v1 ability. Torres, his timely runs getting in the box, and then you've got big Duncan Maguire. It's that central figure to play into. There's a lot of threat to deal with.
A little bit of bite from Mukhtar early on. He had one or two standoffs with Araujo when the sides met in the regular season, and just a little reminder there to the Uruguayan midfielder that Mukhtar, despite a relatively barren spell for him towards the end of the season, is still, for now, the reigning MVP in this league. And he actually scored his first of his 15 regular season goals this season in Nashville's win here at the beginning of April.
It's been a barren spell, Tony, but if you look at it, there's still been some big chances for Mukhtar that we could be saying a different script. You think of his big chance against Atlanta United.
Pereira feeds it right, and once again there's an opportunity for Orlando, and this time Torres with the other foot puts it wide.
They're buzzing right now, Orlando. For Mukhtar, if you look at it, how quickly his goal tally would have been upped. Some more since Leagues Cup and Atlanta United. Start of the match, he had a big chance. And go to the final match before playoffs against the Red Bulls. It's through on goal. Great save. Cornell, the goalkeeper for New York Red Bulls. So there's been chances since Leagues Cup that you would be then putting Mukhtar into that conversation still for MVP in the league.
4 career playoff goals for Hani Mukhtar in MLS. 2 of them against Orlando in that game we showed you a little highlight from 2 years ago. Rafael Santos switches it. Torres has started the night on the right. Don't be surprised if he and Angulo switch flanks, but for now it's Angulo who's going to play it into Torres. Nashville being forced a little deep in these early exchanges, and now Cartagena wide of Joe Willis's right post and out for a Nashville goal kick.
The referee was right to play on here. It's Godoy, he's wanting to foul Araujo. Feels just shoulder to shoulder running alongside him. Angulo gets on the end of it. Goes for goal. It was always going to be safe for Willis, just wanting to see that one out.
Cartagena.
For me, in their last match at Geodis Park in Nashville, Jensen, it's one of the best centre-back performances I've seen all season long. He was terrific. Defensively, dealing with everything, and then on the ball, flawless.
Nashville's number 10, Hani Mukhtar, with the opening corner. McGuire back there heading away. And then it's sent out of play and Orlando have the throw. Dan Lovitz sending it away. He was sent off when these sides met early in October at Geodis Park in Nashville. Duncan McGuire goal the difference on that occasion. As we mentioned at the top of the program, both these sides won at each other's stadiums this season. Just wonder how that plays into a 3-game series. Neither side daunted by the challenger going on the road. Orlando, of course, the best in MLS on the road this year. Jack Mayer penalised there, one of 6 survivors in the Nashville side from the 2021 playoff game between these two teams. Cartagena's touch takes it out of play. Lot made, Ross, of the form between the two teams. Orlando losing just 3 games since early May, and MLS best 14 wins, 49 points since then. Nashville 11 points since their wonderful run in Leagues Cup, the fewest of any MLS team in that time, which is now qualified for the playoffs. So form-wise it's different, but we shouldn't forget the rigours and exertions that Nashville went through in Leagues Cup as well.
That's just it. You look at the results, and Gary Smith said since Leagues Cup he didn't realize emotionally how much that could take out of a team. You look at the results from Inter Miami as well. It took its toll. The 2 finalists in Leagues Cup. But for Nashville, I think Gary Smith will take heart in the fact that 2 weeks ago against New England Revolution, it was that breakout game since Leagues Cup. All of a sudden the attack, it was humming along. Sam Surge scored 2 goals. It was a part of the third, and just feel as though Gary Smith and the rest of the fans at Music City breathed a sigh of relief, saying, okay, it's in there. We haven't run out of gas. We just need to rev the engines a little bit.
Orlando beaten by Miami in Leagues Cup, and they just have not looked back. And Oscar Pereira citing some difficult conversations that the team had to have earlier in the season when they were having a different run. Their home form early in the campaign was not so good, having struggled here last season as well, and really scraped into the playoffs on the final day last year before then being knocked out in round 1 by Montreal. But he said they were producing consistent elements, but the results weren't consistent. But boy, they've been consistent since they got things together. And they are seen as very much a dark horse. But of course, it's worth remembering, in finishing second in the East, but with their points tally of 63 points, well, they'll be a home team all the way through if they progress in the bracket. Columbus and Atlanta, one of those 2 teams will be waiting for the winner of this encounter, whether this goes to 3 games or just the 2 between Orlando and Nashville.
It's interesting when you look at Orlando's season, and then when they went through that soul-searching period, and Oscar Pereira, he talked about it being around the middle of May to start of June time when they started to put the pieces together. And part of that was in their attack and forming an identity. And for me, a big part of it was clearing the way for Duncan McGuire to be the main man at the number 9 position. They had a designated striker, Erjon Kara, who was kind of taking the place, kind of in and out of the team, still scoring goals, but it just didn't feel right. During the transfer window, Kara, he was sent out, and Duncan McGuire, he was given the keys. And that's a big gamble to go and say to a newcomer, to a rookie, to say, you're going to be our main man up front, number 9, and he hasn't disappointed, Tony. Everything else has just fallen into place nicely around him.
Here he is, trying to lay it off for Torres. It's Godoy who's in the way, and forward it goes for Mukhtar on the turn, and Nashville will try to counter, but that's a well-won ball back, and now it's Pereira, and Torres has come through the centre. He's trying to find McGuire. Former Creighton striker. Well, he thought it was going to go out for a corner, but it was just pinched off him by Dan Lovitz, and he releases the Canadian international Jacob Schaffelberg, whose pace will line him up against Dagadan Thorolsen tonight. Here is Mukhtar. Shaq makes the overlap. Mukhtar's cross, a comfortable header away for Schlegel, who keeps his place in that Orlando back line. 11 start in the last 12 for him. Antonio Carlos has been out injured, but is now fit and on the bench tonight. Schaffelberg's overrun that, and it's out for a goal kick. 12.5 minutes played then. Game 1 between Orlando and Nashville. Doubleheader, of course, tonight. Stay with us for Seattle and Dallas later on. Here's some of the physical attributes of these early minutes we've seen. Schlegel on Mukhtar.
Remember, Schlegel winning his spot back, preferred to Antonio Carlos, who had a long time out for injury. Antonio Carlos played in the last regular season match against Toronto FC. Oscar Pereira going for the in-form partnership of Schlegel and Janssen.
One defeat in 12, and well, you're not going to change too much when you're producing that kind of consistency. And they're right through the middle with Torres, but his touch lets him down and lets Mayer back in.
Nashville just needing to figure out the distances between their back line and then the holding center midfielders of Godoy and Davis. That's the trouble for opposing teams coming up against this attack now that all these pieces are falling into place. Because if you concentrate on Maguire and dealing with his battling and his willing runs to go beyond, or his target play to come back towards the ball, if you focus too much on that, all of a sudden Pereira can pop up into these little pockets, get on the half turn and find little slip passes. And you have to worry about Facundo Torres. 14 goals on the season. Right place, right time. And Angulo on the far side, given the width. Very good 1v1. Attacking, driving at defenders. Just multiple ways to break teams down. For Nashville, they need to tighten things up. Take a little bit more responsibility and make it clear who's marking who, shifting across, making sure those pairings, the distances are nice and tight together. Look in Route 1. Talk about all that cute play. They're willing to do that as well. Torres makes it look as though he's going to come in the pitch and then goes behind.
Mukhtar. Schaffelberg goes through the middle. Mukhtar outside for now, and there is Schaffelberg again. Mukhtar has gone down.
Schlegel's having a little word with Mukhtar now. It feels as though the number 10 for Nashville has flopped.
Mukhtar back to his feet and rejoining the rest of the team in gold as Angulo picks up possession now with a quarter of an hour played at Exploria Stadium. Apple TV, live around the world, and a warm welcome to Central Florida tonight in Exploria Stadium. Home of the Lions. And they're calling this hunting season into these MLS Cup playoffs for 2023. Cartagena, Rafael Santos. Nashville dropping into that low block and in shape, but Angulo now on the run towards the box, and he finds Maguire, who drags it across goal with no real pace behind it.
There's just too much time on the ball for Orlando. Remember, Wheels having a conversation with Shaq Moore. They're having a little bite at each other now. As you look, just an overload of numbers, and Shaq Moore gets dragged out wide, so Angulo pops up, gets on the ball. Maguire ends up dragging it wide. Half-hearted attempt. His weaker side, Maguire. The build-up really good from Orlando. They're picking Nashville apart right now. The conversations continue between Muil and Moore. Now Zimmerman stepping in just to mediate and give some direction of who steps where. Chatted to Zimmerman in the build-up this week, Tony, and he said, do you take on Duncan Maguire, that type of striker? I call him an old school sort of battering ram striker, any differently than other strikers? And he says no. There's a certain approach to the game that Jack Mayer and I, we take hold of, but then after 10-15 minutes, if we need to adjust, we have those conversations. Well, right now, Zimmerman is needing to get hold of his right back, Shaq Moore.
Well, we've got two centre-halves out there on either side who've certainly got playoff stories of yesteryear. Walker Zimmerman starring for Dallas, scoring a clinching penalty and a key goal as well in the series against Seattle in 2015 as a Dallas player under Oscar Pereira. Maguire, of course, who's come out of Creighton, where he scored 23 goals last year.
Keep playing the game. Schlegel hitting one too long right at Willis, who makes the catch right next to his penalty spot. Sends it out to the near side. Mukhtar finds Moore, who is fouled by Rafa Santos. That was pretty soft. But it's a free kick for Nashville just inside the halfway line.
Yeah,
both coaches are yelling at the referee simultaneously.
As well, saying, well, as the draft and the picks were coming along, he thought, right.
Nashville do get the free kick. It's Walker Zimmerman. A lot of running so far for Sam Surridge. Big DP signing, $6.5 million this July from Nottingham Forest, where he was a bit player in the Premier League last year. Ball up towards Mukhtar on the left. Schlegel bouncing it away from him, and Schlegel pulls away, but Schaffelberg's there and behind. Here's the pullback to Surridge, who roofs a sitter at the top of the 6 into the crowd. Sam Surridge misses a golden opportunity to make this 1-0 Nashville. A huge break for Orlando City.
That's a big, big miss. Sam Surridge, how he's not gone with his head, I really don't know.
Yep.
Great ball from Schaffelberg. It looked like Mukhtar got fouled initially from Schlegel, but then he got away. Schaffelberg got away, played a great ball. You've got to say an excellent ball in the box from to Surridge. He's probably 6 yards out, probably even less than that.
He's on the 6.
And how he's not headed it in, I don't know.
Just
Orlando
to lean
really
into it a little bit, he leans back instead and tries with his foot and gets way under it. That is a horrific miss, and this is a franchise that for 4 years now has just been completely unable to find a number 9. There is a lot of hope that Surridge is going to be that guy. He was great in Leagues Cup.
Yeah.
Hasn't quite got on the same page with Hani Mukhtar, but that is a big miss.
Oh, he's a very good player, there's no doubt, but that's a big miss.
Orlando off the goal kick, quickly win the second ball, and then Torres misleads Araujo. It's behind him. Cesar's picked it up, though. Now to Pereira in the far corner. Pereira outside the penalty area. Play it back to Dagerdan Torhaldsen, and Nashville's getting organized. Now Torhaldsen taking on Schaffelberg. Low cross in, but Zimmerman there in front of Maguire to push it back to Joe Willis. That's a win for the veteran against the rookie in this much anticipated matchup.
Yeah, but that chance for Surridge, hopefully just is a warning sign for Orlando that this Nashville team have got quality. They really have, and they're not going to miss too many more chances like that.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that's a chance and a half from Sam Surridge there. A shocking miss. Ball out by Willis towards Moore, who misplays it. Cartagena, the overhead kick, trying to find Pereira as he was falling away from it, and it's won back by Nashville. Lions have to make sure that they don't allow an opportunity like that again. Here's Schaffelberg. Drags it back into Godoy. 22nd minute of the game. We are still scoreless after the miss by Surridge. And the other thing is Nashville, their confidence has been shaken in front of net, and that's not going to help matters. Moore down the line to Wheel, plays it into the box. Surridge has another opportunity, but his back heel bounces off of Schlegel and out for a corner. It's a little sloppy on the wings right now for Orlando City defensively.
Yeah, it's a little bit too easy for Nashville to get in. A couple of times there, Mule has just played a really hopeful ball into the box. It's got through to Surridge, who again maybe should have done a little bit better and got hold of the ball. He tried to flick it to Mukhtar. Nashville have got themselves a corner.
Yeah, that's Janssen there really should have had that and didn't. And now a corner for Daniel Lovitz from the near flag. You're looking for Zimmerman here. 4 goals this season. He has been a dominant aerial presence throughout his career. The 30-year-old from Lawrenceville, Georgia, who was a starter for the United States at the World Cup in Qatar last fall. Here is Lovitz. Taking his time, and now Villarreal having a conversation with Rafa Santos and Anibal Godoy inside the box. Now the referee talking to Cartagena briefly. And Zimmerman, looks like Wilder's drawing the assignment of defending Zimmerman. Lovitz, one hand in the air. Here it comes. In swinging ball, headed away. Strong header away. Probably should have been a foul on Zimmerman. They don't call it. It was Schlegel who got the header, and then a poor ball by Moore. A rollout for an Orlando throw in front of the far flag, deep in their own half.
Yeah, that's a really good piece of defending from Rodrigo Schlegel, because the ball's put into a dangerous area. He got there ahead of Zimmerman. It's a brave header. probably, as you said, should have been a free kick. Good defending from Schlegel.
Schlegel's been outstanding so far. We were wondering who would get the start next to Janssen with Antonio Carlos healthy. Schlegel keeps his place. Orlando does poorly with the throw, and it just bounces straight off Angulo and out, and now Lovitz will go take a long one from the far side. Looks like Angulo and Torres have switched places about halfway through the first half. Torres has come over to the left, Angulo out on the right. They will do that throughout the game. Trying to find the best matchup for them. Lovitz again setting up for a long throw. He's got Godoy as a short option, but this one's going into the box, and it's headed away by Schlegel again. Lovitz, we talked about this during the game earlier this month. He stops both feet before he goes to throw it. You've got to lean into that, get the power on it.
Well,
he never seems to get it far enough.
He makes the run up and then almost stops as he gets to the point of release.
Ball bouncing around midfield, goes out for Nashville throw in front of the fourth official. 25th minute. Not a great passage of the game here for Orlando City. See if they can wrestle back control of this one. They had it well in hand the first 15 minutes or so. Nashville has it with their back line. It's Zimmerman. Near touchline, Shaq Moore in front of Gary Smith. Now he sends one down the line looking for Surridge. This time Janssen has him beat. And Janssen will slide it back to Gillespie. Gillespie touches it to his right side and plays it to Schlegel. Schlegel going long, looking for Maguire. It's Mayer who heads it back into possession for Nashville for Godoy. And then a poor ball again by Godoy. Has turned it over twice under no pressure. Just puts it out of play, and Torhausen will throw it in for Orlando.
Yeah, he's not had a good first 24 minutes. Godoy is a player that I really think is a top player in this league, a really experienced player. He knows the game.
Legend for his native Panama, over 130 caps in his international career. Nearly 200 MLS appearances. Spent a lot of time in San Jose. Was one of the first players acquired by Nashville when they started up in 2020. Orlando moving it through midfield. Angulo tucks inside. Now to the touchline, Torhausen. They're in the Nashville half here. We're deliberately moving it around. Araujo and Pereira playing give and go. Now Pereira turns towards goal. Sends Torhausen towards the corner. Here goes Dagerdon taking on Schaffelberg. Torhausen knocks it back. Pereira, one-touch ball. Backside, Santos on the volley. Maguire bounces out for a goal kick. What a play that would have been if Duncan Maguire had put that on target. Santos hit it so well, Maguire barely jumped. It almost looked like it took him by surprise.
He didn't have time to do anything else.
Yeah.
It was just on the volley with Santos. He hit it across goal. It just going straight to Maguire. It's just instinctive. He just got his head to it. It went over the crossbar, but better build-up from Orlando, more patient. Went from one side to the other.
Orlando's taken 7 shots to 1 for Nashville, but that one from Sam Surridge, comfortably the game's best chance that he somehow missed over the bar from 6 yards out. Goal kick into the scrum towards Zimmerman. He blasts it forward towards Mukhtar. Schlegel can only head it out for a throw-in deep in their own half. And Nashville in good position here. Mukhtar takes it quickly, throws it into Schaffelberg. Schaffelberg looking to take on Torhausen. Early cross, it's an awkward one, but Janssen does well. Bounces into his own goal mouth as he plays it away. And now Torres on the near side has to clear out in front of Shaq Moore. All the way down towards Zimmerman, who nearly headed it straight to Maguire. Pereira does end up with it. Now Maguire in his own half, and Maguire gives it away. Not on the same page with Pereira. Ball from Godoy. This is a better one, finding Schaffelberg in the corner. Schaffelberg against Torhausen, whips one in, bending towards net. It's Mukhtar with a glancing header straight at Gillespie. Easy save for the Peruvian.
Well, Schaffelberg's been very productive down that left-hand side. He's put 3 or 4 very good balls into the box. At that previous throw-in, Orlando just didn't get set. It was way too easy for the throw to go to Schaffelberg and for him to deliver it in the box. They just got to get a little bit more switched on, Orlando, especially defensively.
It's been a theme throughout these first games of the best of 3 that it has not quite had the sharpness of a knockout game. And no one really knew what it was going to look like, what the intensity level was going to be. This one playing out largely, though, like an Orlando-Nashville game for the most part. 28 minutes in, we are scoreless.
Yeah, I think the approach of teams has been very interesting to see up to now. Some teams really going for it, other teams being a little bit more cautious.
How about Sporting Kansas City? No fear on the road last night. They win 4-1 at St. Louis.
They were very dominant.
The only road team to win so far out of 5. Araujo with a long switch. That's a beautiful ball. Hits Torhaldsen in stride in the corner. Here's Torhaldsen taking on Lovitz into the penalty area, and Lovitz blocks the cross out for a corner for Orlando. Their first corner of the night here in minute number 29.
Oh, what a pass from Araujo. Crossfield right into Torhaldsen's path. How we've seen him develop, Cesar Araujo, as the season's gone on, especially with Cartagena next to him.
Torres is in the corner to take it. Pereira's close to him, so watch out for the short one here. Nashville's watching out for it. It is the short one, but it's past Pereira to Angulo. He slides it to Torhaldsen, a rocket from deep over the bar, and a goal kick.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing that. Something different, something from the training field. They've definitely worked on. Torhaldsen hit a shot, not an easy one, where the way it was coming, the angle that it was coming to him. He struck it well. He's technically very good, Torhaldsen.
He's a free kick specialist at his previous club in Iceland. Actually, in a Champions League qualifier, he scored 2 free kicks in the game from essentially the same spot on a clip that got international attention. He can certainly strike a ball. Just missed that one. Willis goes long again towards the left side, straight to Araujo. He blasts a header towards Duncan Maguire. Bounces off Duncan well towards Torres. Facu taking it to the middle of the field. And it rolls to Santos as Nashville fans out of their defensive shape. Now Pereira on the near side, finding Angulo, who switched back over to the left. Angulo looking for Santos in behind. Wheel tucks it out for a throw just in front of the corner flag, and Cesar Araujo will be called on for the long one. Orlando starting to grow back into this game. Your local Ford dealers are proud partners of Orlando City, where you'll find the all-time best-selling SUV in America, Ford Explorer. Test drive a 2023 Explorer at your local Ford dealer. 31st minute, 0-0 in our first-round playoff game, Orlando City and Nashville. Cesar Araujo, the long throw for Orlando from the near side, flicks it in. It's off the head of Zimmerman, out towards the top of the box. Cartagena sparring with Mukhtar. Cartagena wins it. Sends it back to Araujo. He'll play it to the middle. Pereira outside the area. Back further still, Torhaldsen. Now back in Pereira. Left-hand pocket. Keeps it on the ground. Angulo receives it at the top of the box. Checks it back from Torres. His shot blocked by Godoy. And then bounced off the head of Surridge to Mukhtar. And this is scary as he's got it out to Schaffelberg in the open field. Surridge racing down the middle. Schaffelberg coming down the left against Torhaldsen. Dagerdon trying to take him wide. Schaffelberg outside the area still. Here's his cross, and it's nothing. Rolls right to Gallese. I wonder if Dagerdon actually got a piece of that. But either way, a promising counter flames out quickly for Nashville. And Orlando will take a minute to catch their breath as they slowly walk the ball up with Cartagena. Game starting to open up a little bit. 32nd minute. Cartagena slides it inside to Pereira into the Nashville half. Now out to the touchline, Santos. We'll cut it back to Cartagena, who's playing in Rafa's spot there, covering for him. Now over to the middle. Janssen to Schlegel. Orlando will probe the right side. Schlegel dribbling forward into space. He's got Torres on the touchline here. Torhaldsen's cut inside. Torres on the ball. Puts it on his left towards Angulo. Header away by Shaq Moore is a good one. And then Surridge is grabbed by Cartagena, or rather, other way around. Cartagena drawing the foul. Surridge is fuming with the referee, but Orlando has a good-looking free kick from about 30 yards out straight away.
He's done that 3 or 4 times in this first half, Cartagena. When the ball gets recycled, he's there first. He's there winning the ball for Orlando. It's so important for your holding midfield player to be able to do that, to win the second balls, to recycle the attack. He does it so well.
What a pickup he has been from Ittihad Kaiba in the UAE. That's where they found him. Certainly have to think Pedro Gallese's recommendation played a large role. This is their 4th team that they've played together between club and country. Santos and Pereira over the ball here. It'll be Mauricio Pereira. Keeps it low. Torres outside the box. Clips it up. Santos coming from the other side. Mukhtar with a desperation header. And it's blasted away by Davis. Out for a throw-in on the near side for Orlando. It'll be a long one for Araujo. Hosema Bassan was in the kitchen this week. A couple of wild set pieces that they're rolling out here. And that one had Nashville all over the place. Mukhtar, of all people, got the head to it. The 5'8" number 10. Fake the long throw. Janssen plays it back to Araujo. He puts it in the air, headed away though by Godoy. Out to Cartagena. Wheeler thought about the shot. Now he clips it in. Maguire, little flick on. Hopped into the air by Lovitz. And it'll bounce out for an Orlando throw again on the near side. Nashville under all sorts of pressure here.
Again, the ball got recycled again by Cartagena. We see it. He just has that ability to pick up second balls. He knows where the balls are coming.
Cesar wiping the ball off with a towel. Leaning up against the LED board. Now he hucks it in towards Maguire again. This time Zimmerman going over the back, heads it down. Back to Pereira outside the box. Mauricio not seeing the angle, lays it back further to the edge of the final third to Araujo. Now he gets it back, still up against the touchline. Inside Torres in decent position here, top of the box. Torres into Angulo in the penalty area, looking for Maguire across the 6. It's Mayer who plays it away. Now Santos cuts it down low. Torres up against Muyl, taking his time just outside the area on the left. Down towards the touchline, Santos, and again pulled back out. Orlando, great patience here. Torres to Araujo. Out to the edge of the final third, centered up, it's Pereira. Opening up for him a little bit. Mauricio dribbles forward. Pereira keeps it on the ground. Angulo takes a touch, a curling shot. It deflects off the back of Sean Davis and out for a corner. That might have been headed towards the back corner of the net from Ivan Angulo.
You mentioned it there. The patience from Orlando was really impressive there because they had so many jerseys in front of them. They moved the ball really well.
Check that, Paul, on the replay with Zimmerman, who got his head to it. And I actually think, seeing the angle from behind it, that was probably going to be on target from Ivan Angulo. Walker Zimmerman might have just saved a goal. Lions have a corner, though. They're all over Nashville right now as the momentum ebbs and flows. 36th minute, it's Torres to take the corner from the near flag with his left foot. He sent Pereira away. It will be Facu. Curling ball, back of the area. Araujo, soft header, cleared off the line by Davis. Pushed back in by Schlegel. Maguire cuts across to win it. Now it's back out to Araujo. Araujo, low ball, fizzling across, played away by Surridge. There was nobody in there for Orlando. Janssen recovers it, edge of the final, Nashville third. And Janssen will push it back to the center fielder here, Angulo, as the Lions recollect themselves after a nearly on the set piece. It's Pereira from the middle of the field to Araujo and Cartagena, right in front of the halfway line. Orlando again displaying that patience, trying to force Nashville to make a mistake. Here's Santos. And the cutting run of Angulo, and then Araujo with a terrible touch. Mukhtar is fouled, and this will be a booking for Cesar Araujo as Cesar grabbed the shirt. Probably one that he needed to take, but a yellow card to Cesar as Mukhtar was going to be away there, and not a good touch by the young Uruguayan. A rare misstep for such a calm and composed player.
Yeah, rarely does he make a mistake like that, Araujo. Just a poor touch. Mukhtar was on it really quickly, and he almost had to make that challenge. He was on the halfway line. He got himself a booking, which is really tough because there's so much of the game left in.
The suspension rules are pretty lenient this year. They reset in the conference finals, and you have to get 3 yellow cards to be suspended. So you'd have to play the full best of 3 and get booked in all of them to miss the conference semis. So it's not a huge deal in terms of a suspension. It is a huge deal that your combative central midfielder is on a yellow card. Oh, that's a great touch by Maguire. Off the long ball by Gallese. Now Torres running at goal. Torres shot deflects off Zimmerman out for a corner. Facu letting it fly from outside the box. Didn't have a whole lot of other options there, and he's earned a corner kick.
There's the beauty again of a centre forward in Duncan Maguire that makes something out of nothing. It was just a ball cleared forward. He made it very difficult for Nashville. The ball dropped for Torres, and he was away, running at the back 4.
It will be Torres. from the corner flag on the near side. Trying to break the deadlock here in the 38th minute. Torres, two hands raised, curls it in, banging around in the box. Cartagena back to goal to Araujo. Now Santos, shot blocked. He was angled perfectly, but Lovett's got there in time, and it's all the way back towards Gillespie. And Gula will field it in the Orlando half as Nashville fans back out.
You've got to say, Nashville have blocked so many shots in this first half inside their box or on the edge of their own box.
That's the 13th shot of the half for Orlando to 2 for Nashville. Orlando doesn't usually take this many shots. They actually took slightly fewer shots than their opponents this year. They tend to have much better shots than the other team. That's been the Oscar Pareja way for his entire tenure here, but tonight they are letting them fly against this Nashville team. Still yet to break through with one, though, and they've only put 2 of their 13 on target. Araujo on the left-hand side as Santos has gone forward. To the middle, Cartagena. More patient buildup from the Lions right around halfway. Schlegel will dribble into space, coming down the right-hand side. Schlegel leaves it for Torhaldsen. Not a good idea. He left it way out in front of him, and Nashville has a throw-in on the far end. Orlando is on the road for Game 2 of the playoffs next Tuesday, 9 p.m. We'll have you covered with kickoff -60 on the Lion Nation app at 8 o'clock. Gabby Amato will be live in Nashville. Paul and I will have you covered from Exploria Stadium, and then our radio coverage on FM 96.9. The game begins at 8:30. The kickoff coming in at 9. The match presented to you by Heineken Silver. Throw-in goes straight to Schlegel from Nashville, so Orlando's got it back. Torhaldsen to the middle. Great ball. It's deflected, but rolls right to Torres, who lays it out for Rafa Santos to get Orlando back in possession. 40th minute of the game, 0-0. Orlando scored at the end of the first half earlier this month against Nashville. Ended up winning 1-0. We'll try to do the same here. It is Schlegel on the right-hand side. Back inside Cartagena. Pereira dipping a little deeper here to try and get on the ball, but it'll be Janssen. Now Pereira backs off. Janssen to Araujo on the left. Santos has gone up the touchline. Torres making a run in behind. It'll go to Santos. Pereira checking into the pocket, now out towards the corner. Receives it and has to curl it back under pressure from Godoy. A cute little header by Araujo to Cartagena. This is opened up. Cartagena! Oh, what a goal! An incredible strike from Wheeler Cartagena! Orlando City 1, Nashville SC 0. It is the key to their season. The Peruvian Cartagena with the first goal of hunting season.
Well, Nashville backed off and backed off. Wilder Cartagena thought, why not? I'm going to hit it. Underside of the crossbar, 1-0 Orlando.
Not a whole lot to analyze in that one, Paul.
Wow, what a strike. Honestly, he just took it out of his feet. And they, as I said, Nashville just backed off, and he said, well, I'm going to have a go here. And he struck it so well, so cleanly. Joe Willis had no chance.
His third Orlando goal. His first came against Santos Laguna in second half stoppage time to win the group in Leagues Cup. This one opens what the Lions hope will be a long and fruitful playoff campaign. 1-0 Orlando.
We spoke about him all first half, about how good he's been in his general play, winning the ball for his team, recycling possession, understanding his position. We very rarely talk about him being a goal threat, scoring goals.
What a goal from Cartagena. We're back underway. Nashville shell-shocked. They got pinned back, though, Paul. It was coming. Orlando absolutely had them where they wanted them. Now Torhaldsen winning a ball against Schaffelberg down that left wing of the Nashville attack. And the Lions have it back with Araujo, who pushes it back to Gillespie. Out of his goal mouth to Santos on the near side. And Orlando right back on the ball. Now you have to see out this lead to halftime.
Yeah, crucial.
Pereira hooking one up for Angulo. He's going to make Moore run after it. And Moore plays it back to Joe Willis. Willis keeping it low. Sean Davis checking in for the ball. Davis finding Wheel still deep in his own half, though. They get it up to Surridge. Surge turns it around him, wheel now to Mukhtar, right at the halfway line. He lays it off for Godoy. It's well worked against the press by Nashville as Orlando drops off. They really like this Schaffelberg-Torhaldsen matchup on the left. They go back out to the youngster from Nova Scotia, but he tucks it back in to Mukhtar as Torres was over there covering. Now Godoy coming back into the left. Lovett's up against the touchline. Back to Mukhtar, is trying to operate from deep here. Edge of the final third. Mukhtar just has a go! Galese pings it off the post! Oh my gosh, what a strike by Hani Mukhtar. Galese did just enough to ring it off the crossbar. Now pushed away by Santos into the center circle, headed back to Willis by Nashville.
Oh gee, honestly, what a strike, Hani Mukhtar. He must have been 35 yards out.
Reminding you just how dangerous he is. Surridge and Janssen get tied up. Surridge called for the foul on the long ball. 44th minute of the game. Orlando free kick after a scare from Hani Mukhtar, who scored 17 times in all competitions this year. I'm not sure if Galese even touched that, to be honest, Paul. It's just a blast. Yes, he did. He just got a fingertip to it to push it off the crossbar, and Galese is still down in the 6-yard box. It's clear he did get a touch because he's holding his left hand. That absolutely stung his digits. That cannot have felt good.
Well, you can only imagine as well when Hani Mukhtar hit that, the amount it was moving in the air, because Galese had plenty of time to see it. He could clearly see it, but it must have been moving in the air. He got a tiny touch, as you mentioned, Galese onto the crossbar. There's certainly been moments in this first half where this game is a long, long way from being done. The Surridge chance where he should have scored, and there we see with Mukhtar, he's just hit one so cleanly. Very difficult for Galese to save it. Thankfully, he hit the crossbar.
Wilder Cartagena with the go-ahead goal for Orlando. One you have to see to believe. An insane blast from Wilder Cartagena. Meanwhile, Galese still down, having a drink here, as they may have to tape up his left hand here that got smashed by that Hani Mukhtar blast. I mean, he caught every inch of that ball.
Yeah, and I think they'll be getting Mason ready, because hopefully Pedro Galese is okay, but if that's a finger injury,
right,
then it's going to be very difficult, obviously, for Galese to continue.
Well, certainly you want to see if he can make it to halftime. He's got his glove back on. The trainers have walked off.
Yeah.
I did not see Stadahar warming up, so evidently they've been told that wasn't necessary, at least not yet. We'll see where things are in the second half, and Galese is actually going to come out and take the free kick here for Orlando after the foul by Surridge on Janssen. 2 minutes added on. They should start after this ball is played. Coming up on the Ford Halftime Show, we'll have Orlando City owner and chairman Mark Wilf in the booth live. Hear from the head man with Scott Harris on the Ford Halftime Show coming up shortly. Long ball off the goal kick. Again, Cartagena holding off Godoy, but it's won by Nashville. Some help in there from Wheel. Here's Schaffelberg coming down the left, combining with Mukhtar. Pereira trying to keep Mukhtar away. He's on the ball. Again, about 35 yards out. Zings one in, but it's Santos who keeps it away from Shaq Moore. Now out to Angulo on the left. Orlando just trying to get to halftime here. Pereira under heavy pressure, and Godoy with a clumsy challenge fouls him. Free kick, Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando do need to see it through to halftime. They played extremely well in this first half, but Nashville have had their moments, no doubt. They've shown that they're very, very capable of causing problems for Orlando. Schaffelberg down the left-hand side has looked a real threat. We've seen Mukhtar hit the crossbar. There's so much left in this game.
1-0 Orlando, first half stoppage time, a certified banger from Wilder Cartagena to put Orlando in the lead. You can give Cesar Araujo his 6th assist in all competitions this year. He has really thrived as kind of a quasi 6'8" for Orlando. The long ball by Galese bounces right to Torres. Maguire did well to take a guy away. Ball into Maguire. Lays it back to Torres. Outside the box. Cesar's turn. Deflection wide. Corner Orlando. Araujo struck that one pretty well, and Nashville got the block in. Orlando will have a corner kick on the stroke of halftime.
Nashville are upset because they feel like there was a foul on Lovitz against Duncan Maguire. Again, Duncan Maguire just making things uncomfortable for Nashville.
Hasn't scored, but he has made his presence felt in this game. Pereira with the ball down to take the corner. Orlando looking for a real strike to the heart here just before halftime. Should be the final play of the half. Pereira swings one up. Janssen header down, and Araujo mistimed a free ball at the back post. It rolls out, and it's halftime. Could have been two. Cesar was all alone with the ball, but it bounces by him as he mistimed his read. So close to a second, but they'll take it. Wilder Cartagena with the goal to put Orlando 1-0 up. A lead they probably deserved by the end of that half.
Yeah, they did deserve it for sure. There was some periods in there where Nashville showed that they're a very good team, a very dangerous team. But Orlando, we said it pre-game, if they stay patient, and they have stayed patient, the opportunities will be there. Scored an outstanding goal from Wilder Cartagena, but the game's very much still in the balance.
All right, we'll be back with Mark Wilf on the Ford Halftime Show.
Hey, how are you?
I made this. Fee-free overdrafts. Early payday. Easy credit building. When your money's good, you feel good. Don't be afraid to catch fish. Chime, the #1 most loved banking app.
Your first home sees a lot of firsts. From first loves to first steps. Sure, it can be a handful at times, keeping you up at night.
Come on now.
But with help from the Home Depot, you'll find the confidence to create the first place you call your own. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
It's not just designed to look good. It's built to command attention. It's not just a comfortable interior. It's a quiet refuge. They're not just headlights. They light the way forward. The new fully electric Audi Q8 e-tron models.
With Exploria Resorts. That's exploriaresorts.com/fans30 to book direct and save 30% off a great vacation.
From the electricity on the pitch to the roar of the crowd, there's nothing quite like Orlando City Soccer. And this season, you can be there live to cheer them on. As the official ticketing partner of Orlando City, Ticketmaster has you covered with the largest selection of seats for any budget. So get off the couch and into the stand. Grab great seats for every match at Ticketmaster.com/Orlando City SC.
Take on the day with the excitement of the unexpected with Curve, the fragrance for men. Spicy, woody, magnetic. Curve for Men cologne is truly the essence of adventure and allure. A boldly masculine blend of fresh green notes, Curve for Men is versatile for day or night. This classic cologne has been your perfect signature scent for over 20 years. Curve, the fragrance for men. See where it takes you, a proud partner of Orlando City Soccer Club. Catch Curve fragrances in the fragrance aisle of your favorite retailer or online today.
Finally, now you can move money your way. Say hello to Inter & Co., your next financial app. With remittances to more than 60 countries, digital account, shopping, gift cards, cash back, and more. All in a few taps. It's simple. Piece of cake simple. Piece of cake walk in the park simple.
Just all of it. Right into the top in. Cartagena goes off to celebrate. Top goal. Mukhtar turns around and says, well, I've got something special in my locker as well. But Kalese, how vital this touch was. This ball is moving. It's knuckling. It's doing all kinds of things. But what it doesn't do is find the back of the net.
And here's the stats at the end of that first 45 minutes. And the XG edged by Orlando. The possession very much in their favor, with 2/3 of it. And look at the shot count as well. 14 have rained in on that Nashville goal. Only 3 of them actually on target, though. Nashville with just the 3 shots and 2 of those on target in that opening half. Just the 1 caution so far to Cesar Araujo. Well, the top scorers for each team are presented by Audi, the official vehicle of Major League Soccer. And Hani Mukhtar coming into tonight having scored 15 goals in the regular season. And then a clutch of players for Orlando have been outstanding this season. Torres, Maguire, 5 and 5 to make it 13. Ojeda plays every game, but often from the bench. 6 for him. Fafa-Pico's on the bench as well. For every goal scored during the Audi MLS Cup playoffs, Audi will contribute $2,000 to support MLS academies through the Goals Drive Progress initiative. Join the legend, Leo Messi, the Ballon d'Or winner himself. Congratulations as he embarks on his historic next chapter with Apple TV Plus's new documentary series, Messi Meets America. Follow along Messi's journey as he takes North America and Major League Soccer by storm, ushering in a new era with his Inter Miami teammates. The series is streaming now only on Apple TV Plus, and more episodes are coming November 1st. Halftime then at Exploria Stadium. It's Orlando who have the edge over Nashville. We'll be back here in a moment.
Lunch? Yes, please. That'll be $23. Your ad says it's free. It is for our Economy Ultimate passengers who paid extra. I'll just have water. Okay, cash or card. For water?
Well, at AT&T, when we offer you our best iPhone deals, we guarantee it. Even on the new iPhone 15 Pro. Check it out, made with titanium.
We do have free movies with the purchase of headphones.
I'll just use my iPhone.
Only AT&T gives everyone our best deals on any iPhone with any popular plan. Guaranteed. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters.
Travis, did you know you can get this season's COVID-19 shot when you get your flu shot?
Oh, 2 things at once.
2 things at once! 2 things at once!
I'll have 2 things at once, please.
Now back to 2 things at once.
2 things at once.
That's not 2 things at once.
Mom!
Travis, ask about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
How will I know where to start? Striving for more isn't just for the field, it's for life. Know more with RBC Wealth Management.
Welcome back to the Halftime Report, presented by Audi from Exploria Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Orlando City 1, Nashville SC 0 at the break in this one. It's game 1. Let's take a look at what happened in yesterday's game. Starting in the West, Houston and RSL. Game 1 for them. Houston finishing the season so strongly. And Amin Bassi with the winner and a 2-1 victory for Houston to take into game 2, so they lead the series. Bassi on target again. He's had a fine year in MLS. To the east, Supporter Shield winners, FC Cincinnati and the New York Red Bulls, who did actually win at TQL Stadium earlier in the season. Well, here's a man who might win something more in the weeks to come. Lucho Acosta, an MVP favorite, and hitting the empty net there, and then setting up Alvaro Barreal for perhaps the goal of the day, and maybe the goal of round 1 before we saw tonight's from Cartagena. 2 for Barreal, 3 for Cincinnati. They lead the series 1-0 as they head to Harrison, New Jersey. And then all eyes on St. Louis City and Sporting Kansas City, and the upset perhaps. The road team winning in some style. Remy Valter on target. As Peter Vermeer's side, remember, who are a wild card entrant into these playoffs, well, secured a stunning 4-1 win on the night. The highlight goal, this one, Gadi Kinder, look out. Roman Berkey beaten, St. Louis beaten by 4-1, but of course, aggregates don't count. They're just 1-0 down in the series. All the scores from this opening weekend of the MLS Cup playoffs, including victories for Los Angeles and Philadelphia in their opening games. And we're looking ahead to the second half of our doubleheader tonight. It's Seattle and Dallas from the Pacific Northwest, where Seattle have finished the season so strongly, will be the host team for Game 1, Ross.
What a fantastic matchup this will be. All the experience from Brian Schmetzer's side and Jordan Morris up front, sucking away the goals and the experience right the way through. Joao Paulo putting in a lovely ball into Morris again. Can that attack inside to Seattle really catch fire as they enter into the playoffs? But Dallas, they have attacking talent of their own. O'Brien scoring a goal there. Ferreira finding little pockets, slipping the ball through. A lot of talent on hand right through the teams, where you go from the experience of Seattle to the youthful exuberance that FC Dallas pose. And if this man, Jesus Ferreira, can catch fire, could really make a run through this playoffs, Tony.
That one coming up straight after our game tonight. 9:09, the official kickoff time, Eastern time, from Lumen Field in Seattle. Back here in Central Florida. Second half of Game 1, Orlando-Nashville, live next.
Finding the right hotel just got easier. Compare and book on the app with Hotels.com.
It's not just designed to look good. It's built to command attention. It's not just a comfortable interior. It's a quiet refuge. They're not just headlights. They light the way forward. The new fully electric Audi Q8 e-tron models.
Hi, it's Major League Soccer. No, you're looking for Beckham. I'm Beck. Noah Beck.
All right, team, it's the marketing plan for 2023.
Hey, everyone. Sorry I'm late. So I have this great idea. What do we think? Hi, it's Major League Soccer. Oh, hi, Mr. Messi. Yeah, please hold. Yeah, what's up? Hi, it's MLS.
If working hard is essential to get where you want to be, you need something that gets you going and keeps you going on the path to your true potential. You need a spotter, a running mate, a loyal companion. You need Celsius. Every drop is essential. Celsius, essential energy.
Leading at the half, 13 wins in 3 draws, dating back to July 31st of 2022.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible, and it shows how focused this group is, but they're going to need to be in this second half as well, because obviously Nashville got nothing to lose. They've got to go for it. They've got to try and get the goal back. There's no point in them sitting back at all. They've got to really come out a little bit. Hopefully that'll open a few more gaps for Orlando to exploit. But this Nashville team is still very, very capable. We know that.
Yes, they are. Well, players are walking down the field, and I'll hand things off to our broadcast team. Here is Paul Shaw and Evan Weston.
Well, thank you very much, Scott. Orlando City 1, Nashville SC 0. Wilder Cartagena with the goal that has put the Lions in the lead. You look at the benches, Orlando so deep all gear. Junior Urso we saw warming up with a little bit more intent than the rest of the side during the halftime interval. Could be an early sub to see Junior come into the game, perhaps for Mauricio Pereira. Always love to have him out there when you're playing with a lead, but they've also got attackers if need be. Martino Heda, Ramiro Enrique, Gaston Gonzalez. This such a deep side. Antonio Carlos is there as well if Oscar Pareja wants to push it to a back five. Meanwhile, for Nashville, they are without Randall Leal tonight, one of their better attackers who has been a starter for them most of the year. He had a calf injury on decision day against the New York Red Bulls and didn't make the trip. Thafa Picault and Teal Bunbury, two foxy veterans, are the two danger men on the bench for Nashville. Picault 4 goals in that League's Cup run that Nashville went on this summer, where they got all the way to the final, and Bunbury is an MLS veteran who has scored 3 times in his career against Orlando. Also, the Winter Park native Dax McCarty, who we thought might start tonight, is on the bench in central midfield. More of a chance creator than Sean Davis or Anibal Godoy in there.
Well, they're actually our roster full of experienced players. Nashville, they've got so much experience in there. Gary Smith doesn't usually rely on youngsters too often.
Best player in the first half was a youngster, 23-year-old Jacob Schaffelberg. Orlando will have to keep an eye on him. Hani Mukhtar kicks us off. We're back underway. Nashville going right to left. Down towards the wall. They've got Schaffelberg out on the right here against Cartagena. Puts in Alex Muil. The ball in is blocked out by Janssen. It'll roll out for a Nashville throw on the far side. In about even with the spot. It's backed out to the edge of the final third for Godoy. McGuire dipping in to defend as well. Orlando organized here as it comes across to Jack Mayer, the number 2 pick in 2020, the first draft pick in Nashville history. Godoy spinning one forward off the head of Cartagena, back the other way, but it falls from Wheel at the edge of the final third. Now Godoy just outside of the final third, trying to play it into Schaffelberg, who stayed through the middle here. Davis puts it wide to Lovitz. Back into Davis' left-hand pocket. Now Schaffelberg's floated to the touchline. He receives the ball, but goes backwards as Torhaldsen picked him up. Now Lovitz clipping it across towards Walker Zimmerman at the halfway line. McGuire giving chase at the touchline for Shaq Moore. And they'll work it around. Back to the left-hand side. Lovitz looking in behind for Davis. It's off of Davis's head, but Schlegel's there to cover. Sends it out for a corner. Some early possession here for Nashville SC, and they'll get a corner kick.
Yeah, good start for Nashville on the front foot. Got the ball in behind there. Sean Davis made a run forward. Schlegel had to come across, give away the corner now. They've got to really focus now, Orlando. Last thing they want to do is give a goal away early in this second half.
Friendly welcomes from the wall as he sets up to take the corner from the near flag. Mukhtar left hand in the air. Takes a few steps, delivers in towards the box, headed away confidently by McGuire. Back out to Mukhtar, taking it in from the near side. He's stripped of the ball by Facu Torres, but then wins it back. Good job by Mukhtar to stay with that after Torres took it off of him. Then Lovitz with a scary back pass, Angulo in pursuit, but it's Willis who will clean it up and blast it all the way to the other keeper, Gillespie. Pedro out to Santos. Orlando going quickly here. Santos ahead to Angulo. Down the left flank, taking on Shaq Moore. McGuire running in the box. Out to Santos. Low ball in. Too close to Willis. McGuire made the run past Zimmerman, but Willis there to snag it at the near post. A little bit too close from Santos there to the goalkeeper. Now it's Nashville going the other way. Mukhtar just inside the Orlando half. Will yank it back to Godoy, then gets it back. Right in front of Cartagena, looking to release Surridge, but it's not a great pass. Picked up by Janssen. Robin taking Surridge towards the line and out for an Orlando throw. Professionally done there by Janssen, who saw a lot of tweets about him being snubbed as a finalist for Defender of the Year. I couldn't agree more. What a season Robin Janssen has had, appearing in every game this year for Orlando. And part of one of the best teams in MLS, one of the best back lines in Major League Soccer, anchored by the Swede. The throw in, hucked towards McGuire, and Zimmerman puts it into the crowd. 49th minute, 1-0 Orlando City. Wilder Cartagena's thunderbolt in the 41st minute, holding up as the game's only goal. Good job off the throw in this time to get it across the field to Torhaldsen. Now across the halfway line to Facu Torres. He dribbles the ball inside. Torres finding Mauricio Pereira straight up. And Zimmerman out to meet him. The ball bounces off to Araujo. Says I might have a go here. He cuts the ball inside. That wasn't the right call as Davis takes it off of him. Now Sean Davis up to Mukhtar. This is scary. Mukhtar gets around Cartagena. Here he is charging in at Rodrigo Schlegel. Mukhtar taken down. Free kick, yellow card to Schlegel. And they'd actually gotten him off the ball. Schlegel really didn't have to do that, but he instinctively reaches the hand out and fouls Mukhtar. This is shooting range for the German.
Yeah, that's very difficult because Mukhtar's running at you at pace. First, Cartagena went to try and win the ball and got beaten by Mukhtar. And then when you're 1v1 against Mukhtar, it's difficult. How do you defend against him? He's gone inside. Definite free kick and a definite yellow card for Schlegel. And as you mentioned, a free kick now in shooting range for Mukhtar. Probably 24 yards out, 25 yards out.
A goal a little more than every other game for Mukhtar in his MLS career. He went cold after the Leagues Cup this season. A lot of minutes in those legs.
And a lot of pressure on him as well.
Yeah, right. When you're 2/3 of the offense.
Yeah.
Nashville has played 46 games this season. Mukhtar has played in all of them. The reigning league MVP from last season. At least until they announce it for Lucho Acosta this year, you would imagine. All right, here comes Mukhtar to shoot. 5-man wall for Orlando. Mukhtar stepping up, drills it into the wall. Godoy cleans it up to stop the counter. Mukhtar lays it back to Lovitz, who will spin it all the way back to Zimmerman behind halfway. The wall does its job for Orlando City. They still lead 1-0, 51st minute. Nashville off to a good start here in the second half. Orlando trying to keep the play alive as they had won the ball, but it's Zimmerman who comes up to win it for Nashville. Then Santos surrounds Shaq Moore, plays it forward, but too far, and it's Nashville ball once again. Into Mukhtar, just outside the halfway line. Mukhtar hooking it over the top, looking for Schaffelberg. Janssen gets there to push it into the crowd. Schaffelberg is down. A collision between Schaffelberg and Schlegel. Rodri is rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, they both stayed down as well. I'm not sure. I didn't really see what happened, but both players have gone down and stayed down.
Looked like just a little collision of Rodrigo's left calf and Schaffelberg's right foot, and they both got kind of tangled up in there. They're both to their feet here without the trainers, so all's well that ends well, and Shaq Moore will have a throw in from the far side. Nashville's been a better team to start the second half here, Paul.
This is a difficult period for Orlando because, as you mentioned, Nashville definitely been a better team. Played with more intent in the first 6 minutes of the second half. Orlando needs to stay organized and get through this period.
The long throw from Moore. Hurled in towards Zimmerman. He gets way under it, and Gillespie lets it fly out for a goal kick. Did you know Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute has more than 40 expert orthopedic physicians trained to care for every part of the body? And opened this August, they opened as Florida's first dedicated orthopedic hospital. Learn more at orlandohealth.com/ortho. Orlando Health. Choose well. 53rd minute. Game 1 of the best-of-3 first-round series between Orlando City and Nashville SC, and the Lions ahead 1-0 here at home. 2-seeded Orlando ahead of 7-seeded Nashville. Pereira gets out of a tight space off the goal kick and plays it into space for Torres on the right side, ahead to Torhausen. He'll come in from the right, up against Daniel Lovitz, keeps it low. McGuire, little flick back, Torres spins, shot, falls for Angulo, shot deflected out, would have been 2. A game-saving block from Nashville. Looked like Zimmerman got in there. It's a corner for the Lions after a brilliant full-field play.
Yeah, firstly, Mauricio Pereira switched play extremely well. Ball got played from Torhausen into...
And they're calling for a handball. They just saw the replay. Orlando's players think Zimmerman touched that with his hand. We do have the VAR tonight, Jose Carlos Rivero, but Armando Villarreal is telling Orlando's players there's no handball. They've already checked it. You'll see it one more time on the big screen, and now there's nothing there. The crowd thinks there is, but he's allowed to hit it with his arm tucked into his body, and that's what Zimmerman did.
Yeah, and just on that build-up play before that, it was a lovely little flick from Duncan McGuire into Facundo Torres' feet. Unlucky Orlando not to get a second goal there.
And it was actually 2 shots blocked. Torres' shot was blocked by Moore straight to Angulo, and then Zimmerman got in there to stop him from scoring. It's Pereira on the corner. Torres out there to take it short if they want to from the far side. They do. It's Torres up against the touchline, out to Torhalson. Dagerdon looking for Torres back the other way. Instead, it comes to Pereira at the corner of the box. Pereira creating space, getting towards the touchline. He's got more in front of him. This has kind of fizzled out for Orlando. Pereira's going to hook one in from here, up towards Schlegel, but Zimmerman's there. Cartagena just tried the volley. He missed it. That would have been something else. They do keep it, though, as Cartagena heads it back to Araujo. I got a little tongue-tied there. I was so surprised that Wilder would try that, but hey, why not? All right, here's Dagerdon racing in. He's got Angulo wide to the right, into the penalty area, to the byline. Angulo stops, plays it back in with his left, and pushed out by Nashville for a corner.
Oh, he just missed a chance, Angulo, just to get it into the box early as the defenders were running towards their own goal. He just stopped, went back onto his left foot. Good play, though.
And Orlando seemed to have gained some footing here after the early rush from Nashville. 10 minutes into the second half, they lead 1-0.
Seems like on their corners, Orlando, they're very conscious of playing outswingers in this game. We see Mauricio Pereira taking his. Well, no, as I say that now, Facundo Torres is going to take it.
They have played several. You're absolutely right, Paul, but it does look like Torres is going to put an in-swinger in here. Janssen is coming up. He had stayed back. Now it's Torres, both hands raised. Torres drives it in. It's popped up and out by Surridge for another corner. Not a great delivery by Torres, but to get another chance at it. And Villarreal is pointing at his watch. Orlando has started to kind of take their time a little bit on corner kicks. Janssen took a while to come up there, and Villarreal is going to try and hustle them along here.
That moment, though, he's asking Facundo Torres to speed it up. He didn't even have a soccer ball to.
No. Now the outswinger. Pereira curls it in. Great ball. Schlegel! Save Willis off the line at his far post. What a ball from Pereira, and Schlegel just didn't get enough power behind it to beat Willis.
Yeah, it's a hard header from Schlegel. He's going backwards. He just got enough on it at the near post. Willis did well.
So Orlando with half a chance here on a couple of occasions. 57th minute. They still lead 1-0. Remember, there are no draws in the MLS Cup playoffs. It'll go to penalties after 90 minutes here in the first round. If it is tied, Nashville would need to get a goal for that to happen, and Lovitz turns it over, cutting inside, straight to Pereira. He'll lead it for Angulo into space. Angulo runs onto it at pace. Here goes Angulo, crashing into the box, looking for a cross. It's right to Willis, as Shaq Moore had closed him down, and Angulo couldn't find Maguire.
It's a good race there. Shaq Moore against Angulo.
Yeah, that's a lot of pace.
Two very pacey players.
Moore, 17 caps for the national team since his 2018 debut. He made the 2022 World Cup roster. Passed up the college system to play in Spain. Now Nashville rolling out the other way. Surridge against Cartagena into the Orlando half. Tucks it back for Davis. Now to Mukhtar. Edge of the final third, centered up. Mukhtar spins it towards the left. Lovitz runs onto it. Mukhtar checking back in. He'll pick it up in the left-hand pocket. Araujo in front of him. Mukhtar hurling it over the top, but Janssen is there in front of Surridge. Great defending, and Gallese picks it out of the air.
Yeah, that is good defending, because there's a good one from Surridge on the back of Robin Janssen.
Pizza Hut is the official pizza of Orlando City. City win or draw tonight's match. Fans receive 50% off large regular menu price pizzas using the code LIONSWIN. The offer is only valid online at pizzahut.com. 58 minutes in, 1-0 Orlando. Looking to get the advantage in this best-of-3 first round. They'll play again next Tuesday at 9 p.m. in Nashville, and then if necessary, Game 3 will be back here on Sunday, November 12th at 5 o'clock. Torres on the ball for the Lions. Sends it across the field. He's got Santos going up the left. Orlando looking for a game-killing second. Great play. Santos from Pereira. There was nobody there. Willis actually spills it. Maguire had come inside a little bit too early and ended up out of the play. Now Nashville trying to counter. Lovely back heel from Mukhtar, but it's pointless in the end as Surridge had too far to run onto it. Now Schaffelberg pokes it away from Dagerdon. This is dangerous here. Mukhtar straight through the middle. He shoots. Gallese kick save away, and the rebound missed by Muil. Now Schaffelberg from the left-hand side, blocked by Torhalson. He's got a chance to prevent the corner. He will. Hauls it in his own corner. And now it's Azari's foul. Free kick, Orlando. Galese, big save to keep Orlando in the lead.
Yeah, it was a big save because he was going the other way. Galese, he had to save it with his feet, which he did, improvised very well, but more warning signs for Orlando. Just Torhausen got caught in possession as he was trying to clear the ball. Schaffelberg did a very good job on him. Cartagena's down now.
Now Wilder's having an issue. Orlando's getting Junior Urso ready to come in.
Yeah, and this is a difficult one, not just for tonight. It looks like Wilder's going off, but if this is a muscle injury, we're talking about Tuesday as well.
We'll go down to Scott. Scott, what did you see? Well, having trouble getting to Scott. We'll try to check in with him momentarily as Cartagena being checked on and his teammates surrounding him looking pretty concerned here as Cartagena's right leg is being looked at.
Yeah, and they will be concerned with him going down because he's such an important part to this team. But if he's not fit, he's not fit. Junior Urso is ready, so he's certainly, Cartagena's certainly not carrying on here.
So Urso getting the instructions from Oscar Pareja Jr. returning to the team this summer. He left on a mutual termination to deal with a personal matter. Ended up back home in Brazil with Curitiba. But he realized his heart was here. He wanted to be in Orlando. He came back, was training with the team after terminating his deal with Curitiba, and Orlando managed to get him back on a contract for this season with an option for next. He has rounded into form and has actually become a pretty invaluable sub for Orlando, and he'll have to be valuable here as Cartagena is officially announced as the man leaving for Junior Urso. And this does change the way Orlando City will approach this, as Urso and Cartagena are not precisely the same player. It will require a little more defensive steel from Cesar Araujo.
Yeah, and firstly, what an outstanding performance from Cartagena.
Incredible.
We're not talking about the goal. The goal was outstanding in itself, but it's all-round play, defensive play, understanding that position has been awesome throughout this game. But as you mentioned, Junior Urso coming in now, a very different type of player. It's probably going to mean that Cesar Araujo is going to have to sit a little bit deeper in that more traditional number 6 position.
Back underway with Schlegel for Orlando. 1-0 Lions, 62nd minute. That substitute is officially brought to you by Publix. Schlegel, poor ball forward, picked off by Lovitz. The halfway line, out to Schaffelberg on the near side. Up against Torhausen. It's been a matchup to watch tonight. It's a throw-in for Orlando. It looked like it went off Daggerdan, but Schaffelberg not really protesting, so evidently Armando Villarreal got it right. Or Schaffelberg is just a really nice guy, one or the other. Torhausen going to toss it in from the 4th official position. McGuire trying to stab it to Torres, but it's cleared away by Mayer. Now Araujo heading into space. This is going to fall from Wheel in Nashville. We'll tuck it back to Zimmerman. Nashville still with half an hour here to get level. And they've got Hani Mukhtar on the field. They are always going to be threatening. Moore looking for Surridge. Great interception by Santos. Standing his ground and picking it off. And now it's Araujo through the middle for Orlando. To Torres in the center circle. And Cesar just puts it into space for Angulo to run after. It's going to bounce kindly. And Shaq Moore has to head it out for a Lions throw. I don't know that Cesar's intention was to make that happen, but it worked out pretty well for him. And Orlando City will have possession in the Nashville half.
Sometimes if you put good balls in behind and really just make the defender defend, it's hard for them. They're going back towards their own goal. It was in that case for Shaq Moore. He could only knock the ball out off the field.
Throw-in comes to Angulo, back to Santos. Of course, when you got a guy like Angulo, then go run after it. It's always easier to hoof it up towards him. Benji Michel was in that role for a long time for Orlando. Angulo has stepped in there and been phenomenal this season.
And it's crucial for any team that you have those players that are athletic, that can make things out of nothing. We've said it about Duncan McGuire over and over again. He makes things out of nothing.
Orlando going up the right. Nashville coming out a little bit. Lovitz fouls Torres in the Orlando half, and Facu holding his right leg in a little bit of pain, but now in a seated position, looks to be all right. Schlegel helping him to his feet.
Yeah, real crucial moment of this game. We're on 63 minutes, 64 minutes. Nashville know they have to come out. Orlando don't want to play quickly. 1 goal is just a precarious lead.
Schlegel on the free kick. Send it towards Maguire. Duncan chests it down straight to Torres. Surridge jumping after the loose ball, and Janssen has fouled him. Free kick to Nashville right at the halfway line. Urso didn't realize it. Villarreal didn't blow the whistle very loudly, but it will be a free kick for Nashville as Urso had actually played away. And now Godoy will take the free kick. Nashville takes it quickly. Out to Lovitz, back to Godoy, shadowed by Pereira. And the Panamanian will send it backwards to Jack Mayer. He's under pressure from Maguire. Back to Willis, outside his box. Willis towards the right-hand side, not a good pass. Chested down by Santos, straight to Angulo, who comes inside on Moore. Angulo winding up, slides it in, Pereira's through, taken down by Lovitz, no penalty! It comes back the other way. Pereira was wide open at the 6 to score, and somehow Daniel Lovitz managed to get the ball away from him. Attempt to go to Schaffelberg down the other side, picked off by Torhaldsen. Orlando playing on here. If Lovitz really did get that clean, that was incredible. Now Torres into the box. Torhaldsen on the byline. Bounces towards Maguire, poked out. Corner kick, Orlando on the near flag.
He must have got it clean. It looked like from where we are that Pereira had a clear opening with really the penalty spot, but Lovitz got back, got the tackle in. It's easy standing here, but really Pereira should have hit it first time. Good defending though from Lovitz.
It's an outstanding ball from Angulo too. What a play by the Colombian. Oscar Pareja has been effusive in his praise for him all season long. 5 goals, 8 assists. He played every match. A stalwart for Orlando. Pereira, 2 hands in the air from the near side. Here's the corner kick. Low ball, easily played out at the first post. They'll stay alive though. Torres hits it down to Pereira again at the near touchline. He's double teamed and he wins a throw in, bouncing it off of Schaffelberg's chest. And Araujo's going to call for the long one. 67th minute, 1-0 Orlando City. Nashville getting 2 subs ready. Looks like Teal Bunbury.
Is that McNaughton?
It is.
Yep.
Who has not played in weeks. Lucas McNaughton being readied for Nashville. Bit of a surprise that he would enter the game. Throw in from Araujo off the head of Godoy in the box. Flipped away by Davis. Maguire running after it, wins the ball back for Orlando. Santos out to Torres, outside the box on the left. Torres inside to Angulo, now to Santos, who's in tons of space in the corner. Santos takes a touch, his cross parried away by Willis in front of Maguire. And out towards Mukhtar, Janssen's all over him. Janssen wins the ball back. Great tackle by Robin. Now it's Torres cutting it in on his right, towards Araujo, centered up. Santos is screaming for it. It goes to Torres, takes a low shot, it's blocked by Mayer. That was hopeful by Facundo. And now out towards Surridge, who's going to pop it up, looking for Schaffelberg to run onto it. Janssen, a little calm here, and oh wow. He just waited for Schaffelberg to throw himself at the ball and then calmly tapped it away from him. That is so good from Robin Janssen. Now the Lions go back down the right. Pereira, edge of the final third. Doesn't have a whole lot here as Orlando is catching their breath a little bit. Now Torres in the pocket on the right-hand side. Out to the touchline, Torhaldsen. Daggerdan working against Lovitz. Will play it into midfield for Junior Urso. Urso scored in the playoffs for the Lions in 2020 against New England. One of 14 goals he scored for the club over 4 years. Araujo against Surridge in the center circle. Janssen out to Santos. Very calm from Orlando here. Very patient. As we're into the 69th minute, the Lions leading 1-0. Urso in front of the center circle. Everybody getting a touch. Now it's Torhaldsen on the right-hand side. Torres flashing out that way. Pereira as well. It'll go to Mauricio. Up in the pocket against Mayer, but he's chased out. Now Pereira turning his head towards goal. It's into Angulo. Angulo looking for a shot, but he had no angle. It's out for a goal kick. We should get the changes here for Nashville. It is McNaughton for Schaffelberg. That may move Nashville to a back five.
Yeah, I think they'll be going 3-5-2. I'm sure we'll see Mukhtar play behind Bunbury and Surridge.
It is Wheel off for Bunbury, and Lucas McNaughton is on for Schaffelberg, who we were pretty sure was not going to go 90 tonight as he comes back from that ankle injury. McNaughton started 13 games for Nashville in the middle of the year, but has not appeared for a while. He'll come in here and play on the right of the back three with Mayer on the left and Zimmerman in the middle. Lovitz and Moore the wingbacks, and Davis and Godoy behind Mukhtar, Bunbury and Surridge. Orlando win it back though, and Urso with a good ball towards McGuire, who's looking to run onto it on the left. Duncan's got it. Got a little out ahead of it, but he'll haul it in. Now back to Santos. Edge of the final third. Lays it off for Angulo. Now inside. Torhoutzen straight on here. Dagerdon looking to get around Bunbury, and the veteran Teal Bunbury, who has appeared in 18 career playoff games, takes it off, or keeps Dagerdon from getting in. Now Torhautzen's got it back. Into the pocket, Angulo on the left.
They've got to just keep moving the ball, Orlando. Just keep making Nashville chase the ball.
71st minute. Santos on the near touchline. Cuts it inside to Torhoutzen again. Urso's covering it right back. Angulo from the touchline now. They're just playing keep away. Torhoutzen on the touchline, on the far touchline. Sends it back to Araujo. Actually put him in a tough spot there, but he did well. Got it off the outside of his boot to Janssen. Now Schlegel keeps it from Surridge to Urso in the right back spot. Junior cuts it inside. He's driving past Lovitz. Lovitz takes him down cynically. That'll be a yellow card for Daniel Lovitz and a free kick to Orlando.
Actually, for a second, didn't think he was going to get a yellow card there, but he deserved it. Lovitz there. Very good play from Orlando. Moving the ball from side to side, being patient with the ball. And when the right moment was there for Urso to drive into the space, he did it. Won the free kick for his team. Not only can Orlando put the ball into a dangerous area here, they can take their time doing it as well.
They got Torres and Pereira standing over the ball. Just the one change from Orlando so far. Urso came on for Cartagena at the hour mark. Wilder appeared to have an issue with his right leg, and hoping that he's all right. He has stayed on the bench after walking out on his own power. Ball in from Torres towards the back of the area. Get by everybody. Nashville did well enough to screen off Orlando's players. It was Araujo lurking there to try and put one into space for McGuire, but Willis will have a goal kick.
It's one of those games now for Nashville, for Gary Smith, where they're just looking for one chance. That's all they need. They've got enough forward players on the field now that they're hoping the ball drops for them, or a little bit of quality from Mukhtar can get them back in this game.
Willis stepping up to it, drives it away over the halfway line. Bunbury lining up against Urso, and it's Junior who wins the battle. Pereira cleans up the second ball. Santos up ahead to Angulo, gets a touch on it, and it bounces off McNaughton. It's an Orlando throw. And Nashville right now, I think, is, Paul, are they just waiting for that one moment where they can slip away with a counter?
That's all they want. I mean, obviously they're big on their set plays. They're big on corners, free kicks, getting balls in the box. And as we spoke so many times, they're big on their big star name, Hani Mukhtar, just creating something. So they've been in this position before.
Get a free kick to Nashville as there was a foul right off the throw-in.
There's no doubt for Orlando the gaps will open up for Nashville. It's whether they can be patient enough or have enough quality to take those opportunities. The second goal will be massive here.
Bunbury up the line to Moore. Moore looking for Surridge. Here's his cross. It bounces towards Lovitz. Good defending by Torhoutzen, gets the clear. Now Moore looking for Bunbury. Araujo gets ahead to it. Bounces back to McNaughton. Overhead kick back into play right to Santos, but he took a heavy touch. Godoy gets it to Shaq Moore. Moore lining up for another cross. Takes a touch in towards Araujo. Dribbles into the box and dribbles out of the play as Janssen clears it away.
There we see the value, though, of what Nashville are doing with Shaq Moore on one side, crossing the ball, and Lovitz on the other side. The two wing-backs really getting high further forward.
1-0 Orlando, 74th minute. Nashville on the ball with Godoy at the halfway line. Pereira shadowing him. Mukhtar getting into space on the left. He'll receive it in front of Junior Urso. Urso makes a stab at him and fouls him. Looked like he cleanly knocked the ball away. Nashville didn't even lose possession, but Villarreal calls a foul, and Mukhtar will set up for set piece here as Zimmerman and Mayer trot forward.
Yeah, these are the moments that Nashville look for, as I said, these set plays where they can put the big guys forward. We've got Mukhtar with good quality into the box.
I'd say this is too far out for him to shoot.
Yeah,
but after that one he hit in the first half, I don't know. Oh, it's a training ground set piece, and he put it behind Lovitz. Lovitz takes a touch. Cross from the byline, it's Bunbury who heads wide. Another free header for Nashville until Bunbury inside the 6 missed the target entirely. Another shocking miss from Nashville SC.
Well, firstly, you've got to say a great ball in the box from Lovitz on the left-hand side. Put it into an area. Bunbury 6 yards out, free header, just completely timed it wrong.
Wow, he's unmarked. And McNaughton was unmarked right behind him.
What a chance for Nashville.
Well, Orlando was clearly caught napping a little bit. They're getting their substitutions ready, and it looks like they might be matching Nashville's formation here, but Maguire is down with a little knock. He's getting looked at by Villarreal. We were across the 75-minute mark. Orlando still leading 1-0. 2 huge chances missed by Nashville in this game. And that has been the story of their season.
Yeah, no, I think you're going to probably be right there, Evan. I think Orlando are going to match up. It looks like Antonio Carlos is going to come on.
Yeah, let's get the full complement of changes from Scott.
Yeah, it's going to be Kyle Smith, Antonio Carlos, and Ramiro Enrique coming in. So, yeah, you have to think it's going to be a 5 at the back now for the final 15 minutes of this match.
Oscar Pareja likes to do that to see out games, and especially when the other team goes to a 3-5-2. It certainly makes sense for you to go to 3 at the back as well. Maguire back up. He's going to play on here at least until he gets subbed. He's calling for it from Gillespie. Zimmerman's a little slow to get over to him. Pedro's going to shoot it out that way. Mayer will step up to challenge him. Mayer gets the header, but it's off of Torhaldsen. Torres trying to rescue a throw, and he does brilliantly. Well done by Torres, and he gets Orlando in possession. Urso, beautiful ball into space for Angulo. He'll have a run at McNaughton here from outside the area. Into the box, Angulo turns, slaloms, shoots, blocked. Mayer gets it out of there. Zimmerman and Mayer together blocking Angulo.
Again, I don't know how many times Nashville have blocked shots tonight. They've done it so many times. They did it first half. They've done it a number of times second half. Again there, Angulo coming inside did very well. Didn't strike the ball as cleanly as you want to, but still blocked again by Nashville.
Orlando off the throw-in. Take it back to their back line. The 3 substitutes are awaiting entry at the substitution area. Torres and Angulo now in the middle off a good ball forward from Araujo. Now it's Urso. Urso lined up to shoot, then he leaves it for Torhaldsen. Into the box, Dagger Don from the right side. His left foot shot is deflected out for a corner. Another block by Nashville.
Yeah, it's good defending because Torhaldsen did well. He's running out. He came in onto his left foot, struck the ball, blocked again. I think it was Lovitz.
10 blocked shots tonight for Orlando City. Some bruises on the Nashville players. We're going to get the changes before the corner. It's Pereira, Maguire, and Santos coming off. So Kyle Smith will go into left wing back. Enrique replacing Maguire at the top of the formation with Torres and Angulo flanking him. And then Antonio Carlos wedged into the 5-man back line, and what a luxury to have him fit to come off the bench, try and see the game out. Maguire, no goals tonight, but certainly made his presence felt.
But boy, he's worked hard. He really has. Every time that centre halves play against him, they really know they've been in a game. Physically, he's very difficult to play against.
Enrique, 4 goals, 2 assists this year at the famous game against Columbus last month. It's a corner here for Orlando. Facu Torres to take it. 79th minute. Torres spins it in, pushed away by Willis right in front of Enrique. And now they try to get Mukhtar going on the counter. Torhaldsen stabs it out for throw-in. And now Orlando will have to organize their back 5 on the fly as Mukhtar throws it in. Ball by Davis, hit off the head of Enrique, who didn't know anything about it. Godoy flicking it forward towards Bunbury, finds Surridge. Now Bunbury, I'm not sure how Orlando didn't come up with that, or at least put a challenge on there, but it's Mukhtar on the left-hand side. To the touchline, Lovitz getting forward here at Freedom here. Lovitz on his right foot, finds Surridge, unbelievable save! In the 6, Surridge a little flick, and it was offside on Surridge, a very late flag from the linesman. But what a stop. It won't count for Gillespie, but that was an incredible save from El Pulpo.
Yeah, he didn't know anything about it. It was a ball in the box from Lovitz. It's almost like a cross-come shot. It flicked off Surridge.
I beg to differ, Paul. I think he knew everything about it.
No, he didn't know that he was offside. He didn't know that Surridge was offside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He just reacted.
He just reacted. Gillespie, fantastic save.
Wow. It won't count in the end. It'll be like it never happened if you look at the play-by-play. But wow, what a save from Gillespie. 10 minutes and added time to go. Orlando up 1-0. Urso wins the second ball off the goal kick. Torres can't get it through Mayer, but it is a throw-in for Orlando in front of Oscar.
Oh, these minutes are going slowly at the moment. They really are.
Yeah, a lot of these first-round games have been blowouts. Nashville doesn't really do blowouts.
No.
We kind of figured it would be a little bit more like this. 1-0 Lions, 81st minute. Cartagena's goal holding up. Throw into Urso. Flicks it in play to Torhaldsen. Heads it down to Torres. Well done under heavy pressure. Now Torres racing Godoy to the byline. Godoy holds him off. Facu to the corner, and Godoy puts it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, just seeing while Orlando have the ball there, Antonio Carlos is just following Mukhtar. He's just staying on him wherever he's going. He's staying with him now.
They're actually man marking all three Nashville forwards.
Yep.
Antonio Carlos, the fresh legs on Hani Mukhtar. Throw-in from Torhaldsen goes straight to Lovitz for Nashville. He skies it to midfield. It's Araujo saving it from Surridge, and then Janssen puts it up to Torhaldsen, and all Dagerdon can do is put it down the line. Willis forced to come out of his goal mouth to hold off Enrique, but he'll let it roll out for goal kick. Heineken postgame show coming up after it all. We'll break it down with Scott Harris. Hopefully get some reaction from the field as well. This place is ready to celebrate. Great crowd tonight here in Orlando. It sounded great all night long, but they've got to see this out. Mukhtar, the man on the ball, but way in his own half. Now he'll trot back up. See who picks him up. Ball's with Mayer. Now to Davis at the halfway line for Nashville. Into the Orlando half. Mukhtar getting on the ball very deep up against Torres. And there's nothing for him there. He lays it off for Davis. Nashville going to have to create something here. They've had two huge chances and they've missed both of them. That's really been it for their attacking output, other than Mukhtar ringing the crossbar from 40 yards. It's Lovitz. Still outside the final third, and again they hit it back to Mayer. Across to Godoy. As McNaughton has actually gone to the touchline. Moore has come inside on the right side for Nashville. Back inside Godoy, still outside the final third, shadowed by Araujo. And back across to Mayer for Nashville. Very deliberate here from Nashville SC. Now Mukhtar over the top. Kyle Smith heads away from McNaughton, and then Moore gets enough of it to put it back to Davis. Now it's Godoy, edge of the final third. Hooks it towards the left-hand side. He'll find Lovitz. Lovitz chests it down, dribbling the ball inside, finds Mukhtar centered up. Mukhtar has a go way underneath it and into about the 10th row of the wall. Goal kick Orlando.
Just rushed out a little bit. Mukhtar lost his technique for a moment. One thing that he normally is so good at is even under pressure, hitting the target with his shots.
This season he's taken, in the regular season, 117 shots. He put 49 of them, almost half of them on target. When you shoot that frequently, that is not an easy thing to do.
And he's shooting from distance most of the time as well.
Yes, exactly. They're not high percentage looks like a center forward would get. He is some player. They've kept him off the board tonight thus far. 84th minute, 1-0 Lions. Gillespie, long ball to the middle. Urso fighting Godoy. Second ball to McNaughton, but he just pops it up. Antonio Carlos claiming. Heavy touch off his chest, though. Comes to Lovitz on the near side. Lovitz looking for Bunbury over the top, but Schlegel is there to head it out of trouble. Now Surridge heads it back into Bunbury. Rodrigo comes tumbling in and heads it away from Bunbury. Well done by Rodrigo Schlegel, who's been exceptional tonight. Now ahead from Araujo to Enrique. He holds off Zimmerman and plays it back to Araujo. Cesar looking for Torres down the right-hand side. Great ball. Torres, great touch. Pokes it over Mayer. In for Urso! Doesn't get enough power, and Willis saves.
That's good from Orlando. Really good in transition. The ball went from one side to the other side initially, and Enrique did well to hold the ball up. Good running from midfield again from Urso.
Now Mukhtar starting the operation from deep for Nashville. Felipe is getting ready to check in for Orlando. Here is Lovitz for the Lions, or for Nashville rather. It's Godoy now in front of the halfway line. Back to Lovitz on the near touchline. Torhaldsen there. Lovitz with his right foot over the top, and Surridge fouls Antonio Carlos, who did really well to keep the big Englishman off of that ball's trajectory. Free kick Orlando.
Yeah, and just got his body in the way as well. Antonio Carlos, very smart.
Two changes coming for Nashville. Fafa Picault will enter for Shaq Moore, and Sean Davis will be replaced by Brian Anunga. That's a like-for-like switch in central midfield, but Picault is going to go out at right wing back, and that's a lot of pace, power, and experience out there for Nashville. And a guy who has beaten Orlando in the past, 5 goals in his career against the Lions. A lot coming when he was in Philadelphia from 2017 to 19. He's also had time in Dallas and Houston before coming to Nashville this year, where he was a star man in the League's Cup, including the goal he scored in the final in an ultimately losing effort for Nashville in penalties. Gallese on the goal kick to the middle of the field. It bounces off of Urso to Anunga, and Nashville win the second ball. Mayer across to McNaughton. McNaughton a loose touch. Angulo nearly pouncing, but he had enough time to collect himself. Now Lovitz in his own half on the near side, looking long over the top for Bunbury. Janssen is there, and it'll roll harmlessly back to Gallese. Plays it into his own penalty area, and now Bunbury will give the token chase, but Gallese picks it up.
It's like he pulled up there, Bunbury, as if he had a muscle injury or something.
Not running great.
No.
Orlando play out. Urso ahead to Torres. Facu dribbling inside on Jack Mayer, and Angulo's wide open. Torres plays it across. It finds Kyle Smith, who was also wide open, and now ahead to Angulo up the far touchline. Angulo slows it down as he enters the final third. Now back across to the middle for Facu Torres. Torres and Urso combining in the middle of the field. Urso hits it back to Schlegel. Just be careful, Orlando, here not to give it away. Kyle Smith turning around Picault. Out of the touchline, Angulo, who's holding off McNaughton. Angulo to the middle, nearly hit the referee. Now Torres to Enrique, holding off at the penalty arc.
It's really good possession play from Orlando.
Now back out Torhaldsen. Enrique now on the right side. He'll take it to the corner. 3 minutes and added time to go. Orlando leading 1-0, but they're looking for that second goal to really end this. Ran the wrong way, picked off by Nashville. Mukhtar trying to get away from Araujo. He has to go backwards to Lovitz. Lovitz trying to get around Torres, and the flag, it's a foul on Lovitz. Torres had touched the ball with his hand, but the foul happened first. The change coming for Orlando is Angulo off for Felipe. So this should move Orlando, probably move Urso to winger here. Angulo gets a nice hand as he comes off. Another strong performance from the Colombian.
Yeah, I think actually they'll just go 3 in midfield now. Yeah. Orlando with Felipe going in there and probably just trying to look after Mukhtar a little bit more. Torres will play just off Enrique.
2 minutes and added time to go. We'll see how much Villarreal adds on. He was pretty vocal about getting Orlando to speed up early in this half, but he hasn't shown any yellow cards for time wasting or anything like that. Free kick taken short. Urso just dribbling into space, but he loses out to Surridge, who dropped into midfield to give Nashville some extra help. Now it's McNaughton on the right-hand side, ahead to Fafa Picault, who meets Kyle Smith out there on the far touchline. Picault looking to take on Kyle Smith. He's trying to round him, cuts it back inside. Araujo can't support. Now it's in towards Felipe, who plays it out for a corner. Well, there's the danger of Fafa Picault. It took the third guy to push it out for a corner kick, and now some pushing and shoving as Picault is getting into it with Gallese. Well, it took a little longer than we expected for the first confrontation of this series, but there it is. As Fafa Picault comes on and is fired up to try and get an equalizer for Nashville. Corner coming from Hani Mukhtar. Orlando's got to be switched on here. Defending the set piece. Zimmerman is in the box, as is Mayer. Here it comes. High arcing ball over everyone as Nashville jumped early. Now Janssen. Orlando could have a counter here. Janssen dribbling the ball at pace up the right-hand side. Janssen ahead to Felipe, who's coming down the right. Nashville sprinting back. Felipe will slow up. Now he leaves it ahead towards the byline for Thorhaldsen, but he pulled up way early and let it roll out for a goal kick. He didn't think he had a chance to get there. 30 seconds until the ominous fourth official board comes up from Fotis Bazakos. They're going to Mukhtar on the right. Combining with Picault well outside the final third. Now Picault dribbling towards it. Combining with Bunbury at the edge of the final third. Sliding challenge from Kyle Smith. Forces Picault towards the corner. He loses out as he went down too easily. No foul. 7 minutes added on here at the end of the game. Araujo ahead to Urso, who's fouled by Godoy. And a yellow card coming to Anibal Godoy as well. Picked up 5 of them in the regular season in just 23 matches. And he gets one here at the end of the night.
Really smart play from Junior Urso. Just waiting that split second for the challenge from Godoy and just touching it away from him.
Well, before Cesar Araujo finished second in the league in fouls won, it was Junior Urso routinely near the top of the charts in that category. He was Orlando's best ball winner for years.
And as we see that 7 minutes, there's still plenty of time.
About 6.5 left
for Nashville. Orlando still have managed the time well up to this point.
Galese to take the free kick here for Orlando around the edge of his own final third. He's way outside the box. Puts a charge into it out towards the left side. Enrique battling McNaughton. Comes out towards Picault. He flicks it back, but it falls for Torres. Torres taken off the ball. No foul from Anunga. Now Nashville back on it. Surridge plays it back to Lovett, still in their own half. Lovett's looking for the ball forward. He wants Bunbury, but he put too much air under it, and it floats harmlessly to Schlegel. Now Kyle Smith on it for Orlando. Appearance number 139 for Kyle. On the roster for exactly moments like these. Smith just dumps it forward. McNaughton to chase. He'll get there in front of Enrique. And a Joe Willis who puts it forward to Anunga. About 5.5 to go. Orlando up 1-0, looking to get the early edge in this best-of-3 first-round series. An late first-half goal from Wilder Cartagena, the difference.
Yeah, almost a front four now for Nashville. Walker Zimmerman's gone forward as well.
Zimmerman is playing as a center forward now.
There's a lot of height and power in there.
Blasted in. Janssen there to head away confidently from Mukhtar. It's a 4-2-4 really for Nashville here. Now Godoy. A little pushing and shoving again between Zimmerman and Schlegel. The crowd reacting to that. Out to the far touchline for Picault. Picault taking it inside towards Mukhtar. He's got Felipe shadowing him. Now they'll go out to Lovitz. Zimmerman waiting in the box alongside Bunbury and Surridge. Mayer puts one in towards the back post. There's too much on it. Kyle Smith will let it roll out for a goal kick.
Yeah, very good from Kyle Smith. The awareness of what's around him.
Let's pause for station identification.
You're listening to Orlando City Soccer Club on WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2 Cocoa Beach, FM 96.9 The Game.
The Wall in full voice. About 4 minutes remain in this first round, game 1. Best-of-3 first-round series between Orlando City and Nashville in the MLS Cup playoffs. Galese taking his time, getting words from Felipe. And now sending his players forward.
In the game, because there's almost an air of nervousness around, like they know how big these last few minutes are for Orlando.
Galese took about 30 seconds off the clock there. Plays it into space, but no one was there for Orlando on the right. It's picked up by McNaughton on the far side. McNaughton trying to get there quickly, launches one forward. Schlegel heads away from Bunbury. Touched forward by Araujo. Now it's Torres off to the races. Torres on the left-hand side. McNaughton back there challenging. And Torres will go to the corner. Now he'll hold up and push it back. Now how long can Orlando hold on to the ball here? It's Urso in the middle. Back to Facu. And nicely done by Orlando, just playing around there. Now Urso's going to drive forward. Urso looking to put this away, puts it behind his man, but it's Enrique who cleans it up. Now the shot from Araujo into the stands. I don't know, Paul. Don't you want to hang on to the ball a little longer there? 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you had the opportunity to shoot. They've got to take it.
Felipe went down briefly, but he says he's all right, gets back up. Willis takes it short to Mayer. Might just try to keep launching him forward towards those big guys.
They will. That's all they'll do. Go wide to McNaughton here. This is only going for one place.
Yep, McNaughton lines it up, drives it forward. It's headed towards Zimmerman on the near side. Zimmerman heads it down into space for Lovitz. The edge of the final third here on the left. Now into the pocket for Mukhtar, trying to find a man. Mukhtar, curling ball. It's headed back the other way. Bunbury fields it at the top of the box, turning, trying to shoot, lays it back for Anunga. Now Enrique in front of him, and it'll go all the way back out to Godoy. Annabelle Godoy across to Mukhtar, operating from deep. To Lovitz on the near side. Lovitz doesn't put it on his left, instead on his right. Gillespie claiming, catches, and covers with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, when you need your goalkeeper, the ball's in the air, he comes out, never looks like he's going to drop it. Excellent goalkeeping.
Schlegel a little worse for wear after the collision with Bunbury, but he's back to his feet. Time winding down on Nashville SC. It is 1-0 Orlando. Looking for their first playoff win in 3 seasons. A frustrated Hani Mukhtar shoving Felipe a little bit as he heads back. Gillespie waiting. Now he'll drive it away. Full punt towards the Nashville end. Enrique pops it off his head. Urso looking to claim. Mayer heads back towards McNaughton. They're under a lot of pressure here. Orlando's going to field the ball. It's Torres, and he's just going to the corner with Urso. And now Torhalton. There's no aggregate here. There's no reason to push the envelope. They go to the middle. It's Urso. Urso taken down from behind. Stays on the ball when he realized he wasn't getting the call. And now Araujo headed towards the corner. Flicks it back to Torres. And Torres has lost it. It's won by Surridge for Nashville. And then Felipe does well to bounce it off of Mukhtar out for a throw. Mukhtar threw it too far forward. Antonio Carlos blasted the throw in into the second deck. Rodrigo Schlegel hurling his arms in the air to get the wall up in full voice.
And to be honest, if the referee, they've taken the throw in from the wrong place, Nashville, the referee's given the opportunity to do it again. I'm not sure why.
Final minute. The towel's waving. Exploria Stadium is thumping. One last rush for Nashville SC. Willis, long hopeful ball towards Zimmerman. Kyle Smith heads the other way. Enrique is there. Araujo bounces it out. That's full time. And Orlando City have the edge in the best of 3. They take game 1, 1-0. Their 15th consecutive match at Exploria Stadium without a loss that ties a franchise record. An incredible victory for Orlando. Wilder Cartagena, the man of the hour with his bolt of lightning late in the first half.
Well, that's a big win for Orlando. It's a tight game. Orlando, yes, had more chances, but Nashville had their chances themselves. It's going to be an interesting game next Tuesday. Orlando needed to take care of business tonight, and they have done that.
Scott Harris is looking for Robin Janssen down on the field. We'll get reaction from the big man after a huge win for Orlando City. They'll now have a chance to go to Nashville and take the series in 2 games next Tuesday night. Nashville SC, they'll be ruining 2 big chances in this one, missed by Sam Surridge and Teal Bunbury, but outside of those 2 opportunities, they really didn't have much. And Cartagena, with the hit of his life to get Orlando the 1 goal they needed.
He got an incredible goal from Cartagena to win the game. Unfortunately, he went off second half. We hope he's going to be okay, because he's going to be crucial for this team next Tuesday in Nashville.
Kingston is waving the Orlando City flag in front of the wall. How great were they tonight? This crowd.
Yeah, this crowd was so in the game, which is great to see. Right to the very end, they knew how important it was for Orlando to win this game, go 1-0 up at home, and really put the pressure on Nashville now for next Tuesday.
The wall stand and cheer as the team go over to greet them. They have said all year about how important it was to rediscover.
There are trucks, then there's the truck, GMC Sierra.
For this club. Well, we talked to Jordan Morris about it a week and a half ago in preparation for the game in St. Louis. And listen, the reality was it was a bitterly disappointing season in the context of winning CONCACAF Champions League. The first MLS team to do so after so many others had come so close. But the reality is, yes, he was talking about the weather. He was talking about leaves falling. He was talking about home field advantage and what this opportunity represents for this group of players that did certainly